our June poetry night. My name's Courtney. I'm with the library. Our poet tonight is a Portland area poet, as well as a publisher and editor of the Poetry Box, which puts out the Poeming Pigeon, which is a journal that has a lot of different poetry submissions and art. And it's made here locally, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, thank you all. Shawn Aveningo Sanders. I stuttered a little bit.
You got it.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and start the reading, and then after the reading's over, we'll jump right into the open mic. Thank you all for being here.
Well, thank you all for coming out tonight, and I want to extend my gratitude to Courtney for organizing this series. I think it's wonderful that you do this every month, and also to the McMinnville Library for putting this space together where we can all gather and share this art form that we love, poetry. When Courtney first reached out to me last fall to invite me to be a featured poet for your monthly series, it had been just a few weeks since my husband had survived multiple heart attacks and a lengthy hospital stay. He's doing well. He's sitting right there. So I figured I would just put together a reading with poems from a recent chapbook and mix it in with some of my favorites that I've always liked to read to audiences through the years. Because, the pandemic and everything, I just didn't write very much during that time. I was really struggling to re-engage my muse. But for me, these past 6 months have been quite a period of immense fear and uncertainty juxtaposed against euphoric joy and an infinite capacity for love. And these opposing forces seem to really fuel my writing all of a sudden and really open me up. And so tonight, I'm mostly going to be reading several new pieces, some of them works in progress. I'm going to share with you some very tender, very vulnerable moments alongside my renewed sense of gratitude and joy. So this assortment of poems may feel like that proverbial roller coaster ride, but isn't life like that? Sometimes at our darkest moments, all we need is a small kindness or a simple triumph, an unexpected connection with nature to help us tap into the wonderment of life and renew our sense of hope. So with that said, I hope you enjoy the ride. Cue music. No, not the saccharine, bubblegum, pop, emo, rant, diary drip, mindless mainstream. Instead, let the magic of chaos find her asymmetrical synchronization with your mind, heart, soul being until you hear the sound that invites your goosebumps, so damn tired of your skin's binding, to let loose and party on their own cosmic plane. Bass, keys, horns, drums, yeah, baby, it's jazz, it's poetry, it's a syncopated invitation to love, to leap, to learn, to lean into, to listen to what's possible when you unbridle yourself, unleash the rhythm, the joy yearning for release, a dandelion seed sailing on a summer breeze. I needed but a cup. Before I could pour a cup of chamomile, I bent down to empty the dishwasher, delighting in the simple fact I could bend without pain, at least for a little while. Perhaps not important to the cup, gleaming in its new state of clean, its anticipation of future usefulness enough. To me, this simple act was a forecast, bending down to meet my new grandbaby, dreams adrift in her bassinet, bending to pick up her pacifier on a stroll through the jacaranda trees, bending again to lift her, to comfort her in my arms, smelling her sweet tufted head, I could get drunk on this undeniable joy that has enraptured me by surprise. And isn't that the best kind of joy? Unexpected? Come, sit beside me. Won't you join me for a cup? Feeding him grapes. I remove the white plastic cap from the hospital supply token of comfort. Its taffy strong grape scent, an unexpected pleasure. Among the tubes, the machines, the fear of what's next. His lips so dry, his thirst unquenchable. A simple act, smearing chapstick to smooth his cracked mouth. I'm nervous at first, which is silly, I know, but I'm afraid of doing anything wrong, doing anything to cause even the slightest discomfort. He's been in pain now for days. To take away food and water feels cruel, but necessary to ready him for surgery. We wait and wait, try to fill each snail-paced second with distraction. I add another layer of soft grape wax to his lips. He smiles and laughs a little when I unconsciously open my mouth in the shape of an O, like I'm putting on my lipstick, mimicking what I need him to do to reach the fragile corners of his mouth. All I really want to do is kiss him. All I really want to do is take him home. We repeat this act for hours. He knows how clumsy and helpless I feel. He'll ask again for a little more chapstick. He knows how I need to feel useful. This man of mine, somehow, still wanting to make me feel better. That part of his heart, not ravaged, not damaged. His love unwavering, strong, like the fruity scent filling our small space of escape as we perform this act, pretending I'm feeding him grapes. Shape of your mouth. Sometimes when I hear your voice, I imagine the shape of your mouth as you form the words, each syllable, the crispness of consonants, mellow vowels oozing between. I remember the shape of your mouth, sharing heirloom tomatoes over the sink, juice dribbling down our chins, me reaching across to wipe yours with my fingertips, you catching mine with your tongue, salt of flesh pairing with the ripe fruit. I remember the shape of your mouth as you leaned across for our first kiss, lips adjusting for the fit, space between tightening, tiny pocket of air we shared. Yes, I remember the shape of your mouth and the taste of our last kiss before they rolled you away for surgery. How I traced that shape over and over atop my own, waiting for you to come back to me. Opened wide, open wide. He whimpers and stirs, starts to emerge from the anesthesia. Groggy, but I can see that familiar sparkle in his eye. He's come back to me. We start slow, just a small sip of water at first, then a little apple juice, and a tiny taste of cracker. He hungers for more. I feed him chicken broth, then applesauce. I spoon him chocolate pudding. Open wide. I break off bite-sized chunks of banana. He asks for bigger bites. And we realize I'm feeding him tiny child-sized portions. We laugh. I think about what they say. As we age, we regress. I imagine, would it be like always needing to feed him and more? A growing dependency, different than mothering, different from feeding my babies, where each new food was a celebrated milestone. He's always seen the mother in me, how I light up with my children. We didn't get to share that part of our life together. We belonged to others back then. The nurse says he's ready for a real meal: roast chicken, green beans, and mac and cheese. His IV'd hand can't manage the fork. Turning his head is painful. Sheathed heart monitor wire taped to his neck. I cut his food, again, in much too small bites. And I feed him. The angle clumsy from the bedside, I lean in quiet discomfort from my still recovering back. My mind echoes a memory, my mommy choo-choo voice. Open up the tunnel, here comes the spoon train. I snap back to present. Cut a bigger bite of chicken. Adjust the straw for his sip of grape juice. Watch him savor the last spoonful of macaroni. I celebrate his healthy appetite. My heart open wide for this milestone. He's one step closer to coming home. Steeping in the almost silence. A rhythmic whir of machines, the soft, slow breath as you sleep. I'm here, sitting by your side, watching, worrying, waiting. Weightless in a way, less burdened by the trivial. How this almost silence erases a broken vase, a shirt shrunk in the dryer, a spat overspending. How this quiet can, if I let it, awaken the gratitude I hold so very deep within. One more pillow fluff. We deem it's time to retire for the evening. And even though you tire before me, snoring in your red chair, missing the showstopper of our favorite baking show, it is I who will snuggle first into our mattress divot. Drowsily, I will watch you fluff, punch, and fluff again, that downy pillow stack until it's just so. And I, agitated by each Tempur-Pedic echo, will wiggle up to kiss you goodnight, wish you a peaceful slumber, and forehead to forehead whisper, I love you. Those pillows, those damn pillows, I silently curse till fast asleep. Yet I know, now more than ever, when you're gone, it will be those very pillows, those damn pillows that I will punch down in a frenzied rage, my unrelenting longing to watch you fluff, punch, and fluff again. And I will plead with the God of the day to let me be agitated again. Let me wiggle up to kiss you goodnight, wish you a peaceful slumber, and forehead to forehead whisper, I love you, one more time. With every struggle comes. With every struggle comes the question, will this be the one that breaks me? With every struggle comes the choice, can I find grace enough to overcome the muck, or will I get stuck, wallowing, whining, wanting? With every struggle comes a reckoning. Can I admit my role in this play? Can I change when real change is what life beckons? Time is ready with her gavel. One side rigid as resistance, the other malleable as a beating heart, capable of expanse. So this next poem is titled and inspired by a line from a Michael Torres poem that I read a few weeks ago. What if there are whole days where you don't think of your hands? Accounted for upon arrival and celebrated. Look at those 10 perfect little fingers and toes. Boastful glee at first grasp around daddy's finger. What happened to such joyful praise? Easily dismissed, taken for granted, fingers cursed for a mere fumble. We become annoyed with splinters, paper cuts, chipped polish, hangnails. Hands blamed and berated, self-effaced. Sorry, I'm all thumbs today. Thumbs? Our prize for being human? Such spirited opposition, this synaptic symphony, until they don't obey. Stop working the way they should. Striking back with lightning bolts of pain, thin-skinned, scabbed after years of callous neglect, involuntary jitters, a vibrato of tremors, a decrescendo of control, the grasp not clasping anything but air, age and malady, the new maestros. Oh, to brush my hair again, to fasten a button, to thread a needle, to plunk a tune on the old piano, to peel a potato, to type a poem, to sign my own name on the dotted line. Take my hand, love. People probably see me as outline, thick barrier to keep secrets from spilling out. My mate, he is a story ready for the telling. I sometimes fear sharing all my colors. He gets tangled in too many details. We help each other. I bring the comb, the scissors. He stands steady with a paintbrush. He paints me an amber sky. I trim his cerulean, add it to his masterpiece. Together we dwell under a verdant canopy. There are times I resist his indigo ways, old habits having fallen from a dominant red house. We amalgamize, find retreat, submerge into our lavender pool. Unbridled joy upon my 58th birthday. On this beginning, this first day of my start round the sun once more, I found myself laughing before even rising out of bed. Oh, what a glorious way to celebrate so many blessings. I say thank you to the ring-a-ling of the phone for stirring me to the sound of my son's voice. I say thank you to the glowing screen for sharing my daughter's smiles. I descend stairs, not mindful of pain or creaky knees, and find my husband with arms held ready to encircle me. A silly card, a joke but only the two of us might get, sends me into full body laughter until tears cascade my cheeks and his. We are happy together, just like that old Turtles tune. This unbridled joy carries me forward, full of hope toward our many tomorrows, you and me. And here's a Father's Day poem for my father. I can still feel the weightlessness. My Mary Janes atop your loafers, ruffle of my Swiss dotted dress breezing your pant leg. My small hand inside yours as I look up to you, your proud papa smile beaming. Later, how you steadied me, my nervous knee buckle before the Pachelbel promenade. The calm in your, are you ready? That teary, I'm right here, gaze in your eyes. From dancing upon your toes to a father-bride ritual, I can still feel the weightlessness. So this next one is sort of a Mother's Day poem. No binoculars needed. I wake, excuse me, I wake to the sound of an incoming text, breaking through my do not disturb as only family contacts can. This morning's urgent 6 a.m. news, my son informing me my Mother's Day gift will be a bit delayed. I'm curious. He sends me the Kickstarter video, which opens with a lonely old man running around his yard, desperate to capture his favorite feathered friends with his Kodak. The man tosses blurry image after blurry image into the trash. His neighbor teases him with bird calls just to watch him run around the yard in search of the new mystery bird. I can't help but wonder, is this how my son sees me? Have I gone from young ornithophobe to crazy old bird lady? Well, perhaps. When the kids were little, I would take them to the giant aviary at the zoo, waiting safely by the exit as they fed parrots and cockatiels, nectar from a tiny paper cup, while my fear of everything that flies maintained its stronghold. An empty nest and a little Oregon junco changed all that. Later in November, the gift finally arrived. My new bird buddy, a high-tech bird feeder with a built-in camera to send bird ID, photos, and even video straight to my phone. While I stay comfy and cozy inside, no binoculars needed. Now, where's that coupon for more birdseed? The gift I most want to bestow for my children and their children. You might not understand how I can lose myself in an afternoon sitting in my favorite chair, next to him sitting in his favorite chair, watching a silly show where machines combat in a bulletproof box and nerds find clever ways to push the "we're ready" button. Beaters mighty enough to whip dinosaur eggs, suddenly somersaulting a maniacal minotaur. We squeal, we cheer, we laugh. Oh, how we laugh. Or how the first taste of coffee, he brewed especially for my awakening, spills into hours of conversation about nothing, about everything. The way he forgives my anxious interruptions, and again, we laugh and we laugh and we laugh. How the best days we share are not on display or recorded or even possible to explain to anyone outside our room. This cocoon that holds us, carries us, propels us toward each other's light. Maybe you do understand, and if not today, then I hope someday. So I'm going to close with a poem that's actually from my chapbook, What She Was Wearing, which is on a very completely different topic. It relates to my long journey of healing from a sexual assault. But I turn to this piece often as a reminder of strength, and it's something that has helped me get through some recent challenging times. There will be days. A trigger will transport you where you didn't plan to go. The scent of juniper wafting from your in-laws' hedge while visiting their mountain home. You recall gin is made from juniper berries, which reminds you of sloe gin. And then you remember the smell of his breath. The accidental scrape of fingernail against a crisp white linen tablecloth elicits synaptic electricity, a snap. And suddenly, it's your fingernails scraping the bread sheet, clawing the dark, trying to escape. Careless whisper plays on the car radio, and as much as you love George Michael, you change the station. This song, a painful reminder of that empty bottle of sleeping pills and the belief you're never going to dance again. but there will be many days when happiness persists. The wonder in your son's eyes meeting his twin baby sisters, how he slips into that big brother role in an instant, picking up a baby bottle to help with the feeding, and you kiss his tiny blonde head. The cleverness of those two little girls the night they move a huge mattress into the hallway outside your bedroom, perhaps to be closer to you, perhaps just to prove they can. You trip over the mess, ready to scold them. Their giggles become contagious, and you can't help but join in the laughter. There will be home runs, blue ribbons, birthdays, family reunions, weddings, graduations, school plays, prom dresses, soccer games, old friends, celebrations, new jobs, new houses, promotions, new dreams, new life, new loves, and grandchildren. And through it all, you will rediscover yourself, your purpose, your essence, your sexuality, and finally realize how beautiful you are, how strong you always have been, and how to accept love from a man who never once asked, "What were you wearing?" Thank you so much for coming out tonight. You guys are a wonderful audience, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your wonderful poems. Thank you.